What's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Howi Spangler, and welcome to the first episode of Tales from the Green Room. I'm excited. Are you excited? Yeah. All right, let's fucking do this shit. Just wanted to maybe drop some knowledge, maybe give some helpful tips. I get a lot of questions from young bands that are just starting out, on how to kind of, make it. I've got the quotations up, around my head there. Whatever your version of making it is, I don't know. I just kind of figured maybe I could help out. I've been in the business for about 23 years or so. I started this band with my brother when I was 14 in our mom's basement, and just from playing in the basement every day to making flyers and running down to 7-Eleven and making photocopies and putting them up wherever we could, and trying to convince our bass player's mom to let us have a punk rock show in her basement, playing VFWs to playing clubs in Baltimore, and to MySpace and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and going on tour with 311 and doing Warped Tour. Like, we've been through a lot, I don't know, I thought maybe this could help out if you're, wanting to get into all this. So I figured, why not start with this? All right, so you want to start a band. Okay, all right, okay. Get ready. Okay, so here's what you need to do. If you want to start a band, that is awesome. You need to find players that can actually play. Now, I know when you're like middle school and high school, you don't exactly, you might not be the best player, and your friends might not be the best players, but get people that want to do it every day, people that want to push for it 110%, 200%. People that want to always practice and, just learn the craft. We played every day after school. We'd say fuck homework, and we would just go straight to the basement and just start jamming for an hour or two. Every day we did that, as long as we could, honestly. It made a big difference. We actually didn't play our first show for about 8 months. We formed the band in July of '95. Didn't play our first show till March 1st, '96. So it was a long time, and we were itching to play shows. We were just really wanted to play out so bad, but no opportunities actually came up until spring show we did at our high school in Aberdeen. And I think it was actually for the best, because we had all that time to practice and get as good as we could. And we were pretty goddamn tight, I'll say. We were definitely the tightest band in our high school, I'd say, at that time. And I'm pretty proud of that when I look back, old videos and stuff. So it makes a big difference. Get people that want to play and learn the instruments and do it right. Get people who are driven like you are. If you're the one that's starting the band and you're looking for members, you need to get people that want to do this all the time. You can't think of anything else. And, schoolwork aside, all that, but fuck girlfriends, fuck boyfriends, whatever. You gotta, it's all about the work that you have to put in. You have to understand that it takes a lot. And if it's just you doing all the work and, making all the calls and making the flyers and setting everything up, you need to spread the workload around. And if it's just you pulling these dead donkeys behind you, it's going to be a lot harder, and it's going to be really frustrating. So make sure you look for people that just want to do it 110%, like at 200%. Like I said, it's, it takes that much. Pick a good band name. So my band probably has one of the worst names in rock. Now, I'll say big up to our friend Michelle in high school for pitching the name to us. But looking back, I kind of wish we had made it something a little cooler. I don't know. We don't have the worst band name, but a band name can actually hurt you in the long run. It's if you don't pick the right one, you gotta kind of be strategic about it. And it depends on your level too, like where you're trying to go. If you want to be like you want to play bars at college and just be kind of a college rock band or something like that, you can pick some kind of silly, goofy name, something to kind of get people in the door. But if it's something that you're really looking forward to doing for the rest of your life, and that's all you can think of, make sure you think of something good that's solid and really, I don't know, evokes some kind of emotion, whether it's, super happy or super sad, depending on, if you're an emo band, like whatever your vibe is that you're trying to go for, sort of make your band name sort of embody what your band is about. And like I said, our band name is, it means loud noise and, things like that. We were a loud noise in my mom's basement, when I was 14, but, you never know. Maybe the name isn't as bad as I think it is. Who the fuck knows, right? I'm just trying to help here. You are your own worst critic. Think of like a cool band name that's going to stick and it's not going to be stupid to you 10 years down the road, I would say, sorry, I'm trying not to cough and get all my mucus in your ear there. I'm just like, allergies are acting up, I think. So figure out your sound. Figure out what kind of band you want to be, what kind of vibe you want to put out there. And it's great to try everything. And it's great to just do everything if that's what you want to do. But there should be some sort of common denominator. And again, this sort of applies to what sort of level you're trying to get to. If you want to be like world famous and, go for the Rolling Stone cover and shit like that, you're going to want to avoid an identity crisis. You don't want your album to be all over the place. And usually a band's first album is kind of all over the place, unless you've been in bands before and, you kind of know what you're going for at that moment. But when you're first starting out, especially when you're young, it's just the songs can range from different genres, and that's okay. But I'd say maybe by your second or third album, you sort of want to kind of focus your sound to a certain way and kind of go 100% that way. Don't confuse your fans. Don't play out until you're ready. I go back to what I said before that my band started in July of 95, and we didn't play our first show until March 1st, 1996. Now that was 8 months of just playing in the basement every day after school and getting it tight, working it out. And you're gonna be much happier with yourself if you go out there and you do it right. You're as tight as you can be, and everybody knows the songs, and there's no bullshit in the middle. But at the same time, I don't want to confuse you with the idea that you can't make mistakes. Music is all about feeling, So if you fuck up during the set, that's great. It's live music. It's real. It's raw, But you want to try to perfect it the best you can before you go out and take it to a crowd, because you want the people to come back and see you. You don't want them to think that you're like the worst band ever. But so don't play until you're ready. Give yourselves months and months of just practicing hardcore if you're just starting out before you actually go do something like that. Here's a big one. Don't expect to get paid, like at all, for a while. There's no money in this. Did I mention that earlier? No, it takes a while to actually start generating some money, some revenue from this. And any money you get is going to go back into the gas tank, or maybe you're saving up to buy, a PA or a new drum set or something. But it takes a while before you start seeing real money. And but the whole idea is to keep working on the craft, play as much as possible, play anywhere and everywhere you can. House parties, school, gym, if they even do that anymore, if they'll let you do that, I'm not sure. But just anywhere that will have you. We've played some crazy stuff in the past. Grand openings of local shops outside in the street, or just whatever, And like I said, I was trying to get our bass player's mom to let us have a punk rock show in her basement. She almost let us. I'm actually glad that she didn't. It probably would have turned out really bad. But yeah, so yeah, you're not going to make money for a while, but there will be a point. You'll feel it when it's time to start making money. Be like, okay, we're pulling people in. People keep coming back consistently to see us. I think it's time that this promoter starts paying us, or whoever is bringing you in. It'll be an organic thing. It'll be a natural kind of progression. So if you're a front man or a front woman, you got to get in the crowd's face. You got to put on a show. And this is the whole band, by the way. The whole band should be putting on a show. But the front man, I think they call them that for a reason. It's usually the singer, the lead singer, sometimes the guitar player. But you need someone up front that's going to be kind of like a cheerleader, a hype person. And don't be afraid. It's like when you're on stage, it's like you can pretty much do whatever you want. And you're going to say some stupid shit. But then eventually you work it out. You figure out the right things to say and the right things to do to get the crowd moving and involved. You want to get the crowd involved. Even from the people in the front row all the way to the back of the room. You want to reach everyone that you can. And just put the vibe out, make it a party or again, whatever your vibe is about. Really connect with the crowd. I think that's a big thing, especially for rock bands, to just really make it feel like a party. And people are there to escape, they're to escape all the bullshit of life. And, they hopefully paid some money to see you, and they want to maybe have some drinks, or maybe some kids came to see your show and they want to forget about homework and school, just whatever it is. Give them a good time. Make them feel like this is the best thing they've ever done, ever seen. Don't apologize. I used to fuck up my guitar solos, and I would literally say, "I'm sorry" I'm sorry, in the mic. It was so dumb. And a lot of times people don't even notice it. And there I am just calling it out every time like a dumbass. And I remember my dad coming to the shows and seeing us, and he would tell me after the show, he'd say, "Don't apologize. Stop saying you're sorry." It's so funny. So yeah, don't apologize. If you fuck up, just keep moving. Most likely no one heard it. And even if they did, who cares? Keep moving. It's a rock show. Get your family and your friends to bring their friends and spread the word for you. Get your mom or dad to go to work and tell their friends about you. Maybe their kids will want to come to the show, Just get the word out however you can. Make flyers. I mean, I'm talking like it's 1995. We are in an age now where we have these insane tools to do these things that bands used to do to promote their music. I mean, there's Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and MySpace is gone. And but you understand what I'm saying here. Everything's right there in the palm of your hand. You can get the word out. Reverb Nation, Bandcamp, Lander. Now you can make a record and master with Lander and for $10, and you can put a song out there, and they'll even distribute it to Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that. There's just so many tools now that we didn't have 20 years ago that I don't even know what would have happened had we had these kinds of tools that we have now. It's insane on the level of connection that you make. It's all about engagement. It's all about getting people involved and making them feel a part of your community. You want to create a family, a community of people. We've got the Ballyhooligans page on Facebook. You can go to that. It's a private group, but you can go in there and you'll get in no problem. I mean, it's so nice. I mean, everybody's there is really cool, and they just talk about the band. They talk about each other. They're posting pictures of their kids and Ballyhoo t-shirts, and It's just awesome. That's the kind of environment you want to create with your fans, like just an awesome experience, not just on the stage and at the shows, but, in their headphones and in their lifestyle. So there's so many ways to connect now. And I can talk more about that stuff in another podcast, but yeah, it's insane what we can do these days. Give away free music. Go make us a record, record a song, set up your phone and put up the voice recorder or GarageBand and just start recording. Just throw down an acoustic track and put it up out on SoundCloud or whatever. Don't charge for it. Just get people to go to it. It's all about the music. The music that you record is more for promotion than anything else. It is nice to make some money back off of it from what you put into it, but it's all about the promotion to get people to come see you play, and then they'll buy a T-shirt. They'll buy your CD, at the merch table. Maybe they'll go to iTunes or they'll stream you at Spotify or Apple Music. But you just want to get the music out there however you can. And free is definitely like press up a sampler. That's definitely like the way to go. There's bands still do that. They'll press a sampler up on a CD with 5 or 6 songs and just give it away for free. Like go to a festival, go to Warped Tour. Well, I guess you won't be able to go to Warped Tour anymore, but go to some festival and just take 1,000 or 5,000 CDs and throw them out there, or download cards, something like that. Just get the music out. Another awesome thing to do is to gig swap. Go meet a band in another town, 2 hours away or an hour away, whatever. Start small. And, from when we were playing in Baltimore, we go play in Philly, we go play in Virginia, and we would have friends' bands in those cities. So we would go open for them in Philly or Virginia, and then we would bring them back, a couple months later to open for us in Baltimore. And it's just the cross promotion, the level of the looks that your band's going to get is really going to go up because especially if you're putting on a great show, and it helps that you hook up with bands that have similar sounds. It doesn't have to sound just like your band, but something that is, there's a common denominator there, whether it's reggae or rock or punk or something like that. Like play with bands that have similar kinds of sounds. If you go to Spotify right now, you can go and see an artist, and then down below or to the right, I think it is, you'll see other artists like this or something like that, or you go to iTunes and it's like people that bought this also bought this. Like look at that stuff and just kind of look at bands that are similar to you that you're gonna be able to capitalize on that fan base. Get with bands that have like sounds. Be prepared to do a lot of work. There's so much to do. You're probably not gonna have a manager when you first start out. And if you do get a manager, it should be someone that's very, very into what you're doing, and it just kind of lives for the band and is always pursuing things and learning and meeting other managers and meeting other bands and kind of has the ear to the ground and knowing what's going on and kind of bringing opportunities your way. That's what you want to look for in a manager. Even if it's a friend that's kind of starting out with you, this person should be just a go-getter. We can talk about that in a future podcast. I think ultimately the goal here, the reason you started a band most likely is because you just want to have fun. That's what it's all about. It's really about fun. If you start a band to make money, you're in the wrong fucking business. Do not start for that reason. Don't do anything for money, contrary to what our second record says. But that was the joke anyway. Do it because it's fun, and you're doing it with other people that are having fun as well. Because when the fun stops, that's when it's over. Being in a band is awesome, but it's also very hard and can get stressful and frustrating, again, depending on what your level of success is in your mind, the vision that you have for your band. It's all different for everybody, but in my experience, touring, crossing the country, going to different countries, flying in planes, you know, to go play somewhere. And I mean, it is all awesome, but it is a lot of work, and you just have to keep at it, keep engaging your fans, keep making music, put out content, videos, whatever. Stay involved and keep your head down and just keep moving forward. And, you know, everybody just needs to get the fuck out of your way. All right, well, that siren means we're all done here. Well, that was fun. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you learned some shit. If you didn't learn some shit, I'm sorry that you had to hear my stupid voice for the last 20 minutes. All right, well, that'll do it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Tales from the Green Room. We'll catch you next time.